Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. The title may seem clickbaity, but I guarantee you it's 100% not. You can, in fact, auto win with Archfiends against pretty much every single deck in the game. And I'm about to show you how. But before we get into the content, guys, if you like what you see in this video, then please consider subscribing and giving the video a like, as it really helps for the exposure. So you might be wondering, you're flicking through the list of Archfiend cards in the game and you're like, what's the secret sauce here? What is it? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, basically all we have to do is ensure that the restrictions that Archfiends put on themselves, we just put on the opponent, no messing around. So allow me to show you exactly how you're going to pull this off. So we've got 3 cards here. There are other ways in which you might want to go about doing this particular combo, but just to show you nice and easy, what we're going to do is start off by summoning Tour Guide from the Underworld. Effect is going to activate, and we're going to summon pretty much anything we like onto our side of the field. I'm going to summon Farther because the effect gets negated, so it can stay there. Brilliant. And you might be wondering, ooh, do we go into Master King? Do we go into Cherubini, some crazy long combo? Nah, straight in there with Ties of the Brethren. With this card, pay 2,000 life points, select Tour Guide from the Underworld, then we're going to select Lilith and any other monster we like. For now, I'm going to use the Dark Spirit of Banishment. Now we've got all these monsters on our side of the field, and we have Lilith's ability to tribute a monster. So let's just get rid of Dark Spirit of Banishment. And here we're going to set Give and Take. So if you don't know what this card does, effectively you special summon one monster from your graveyard onto your opponent's side of the field, and then you modulate the levels of one of your monsters. So that's all well and good, but you're wondering, what can we possibly put on their side of the field that's unique to Archfiends? Well, have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the effect of Archfiend Emperor, the first Lord of Horror. He has a continuous ability where you cannot special summon monsters except for Fiend type monsters. So we're going to go ahead, send Archfiend Emperor straight into the graveyard, and then loop our Dark Spirit of Banishment back into our hand. It's going to be their turn, and let's just say in the draw phase, we're going to activate Give and Take, select our Lilith, and we may as well also use Lilith's effect to tribute herself. Let's just have a look and set a Archfiend glitch on our side of the field. Why not? There you go, select that, put it there. Give and Take is going to special summon Archfiend Emperor, and now they are locked into Fiends before the game has even begun. So of course, in some cases, your opponent might have answers to this, right? You might be thinking, okay, well, it's not really an auto win, is it? They're locked into Fiends. They might still be able to tribute over it if tribute summoning is even a thing in their deck, or they could link it away into Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Unicorn, something like that. Most likely a Cerberus. And I would say, okay, fair enough. They can link it away into a Fiend type link monster, and then you're pretty screwed from there on out. Unless, what if I told you we could lock them into Fiends, or what if we locked them into an entire archetype? So let's start this combo again, ladies and gentlemen. Start the game off summoning Tour Guide from the Underworld. Let's go ahead and shove Farther onto our side of the field, not that it matters much. We're going to activate Ties of the Brethren, pay 2,000 life points, select Lilith and let's say Dark Spirit of Banishment. Put those on our side of the field. Let's use Lilith's effect, tributing the Tour Guide. Why not? And then let's just put 3 Give and Takes on our side of the field. There you go. Boop. Now let's activate Foolish Burial, and we're going to send DDD Vice King Requiem from our deck to the graveyard. So in case you didn't know the effect of this monster, it's a level 8 Dark Fiend, and it has the continuous ability where you cannot special summon monsters except for DDD monsters. And of course, most cases, unless they are playing obviously DDD, they are not going to be able to summon anything. So you completely lock them out of basically a whole game mechanic. So you just set our Archfiend glitch, Give and Take, shove that on their side of the field. The good news as well is it pops it in defense mode, so they can't even attack with it. That will basically end their entire turn. You cannot go into Nightmare Cerberus with DDD Vice King Requiem. And again, you might be thinking, well, this is a bit of a weird gimmick. I mean, of course, the DDD monster isn't unique to Archfiends, so why does this auto win in Archfiends and not other decks? Let me tell you another quick trick in which you may want to put a monster like Archfiend Emperor or the Vice King on their side of the field and lock them out using Archfiend monsters. So we're going to start the duel off by summoning Tour Guide from the Underworld. Tour Guide's effect, of course, summon a level 3 Fiend, so let's summon Fiendish Rhino Warrior. From here, link both of those off into Master King Archfiend, and then Master King Archfiend's effect will then chain block whatever we send to the graveyard, so that is going to be an Archfiend Heiress. So let's get her search, right, chain link 1, and then Master King's effect, chaining 2. And now, of course, we can search for whatever we like. So 2 things here. First of all, you don't have to use Master King Archfiend's effect. You can keep the heiress in the graveyard, and then you can search for an Archfiend's Roar to summon it on the next turn to use as fodder for your give and take. But in this particular case, we just rolled the dice, screw it, and it became a 6, so that's fantastic. And now we can search for something else if we like. So let's go for Archfiend Glitch. Now, Master King has an extra effect, right? So if you pay life points, you can send a fiend from your deck to the graveyard with attack or defense equal to the life points that you paid. So just as an example, I'm going to activate Lullaby of Obedience. Since this is a mirror match, let's just type in Tour Guide, shall we? Do you have Tour Guide in your deck? And looks like they do, so let's just add that into our hand. So of course, now that we've paid 2,000 life points, we can activate Master King Archfiend's effect, and we can send a Archfiend Emperor into the graveyard, or we can send the Vice King Requiem, right? So we're not going to activate his other effect, we're just going to set both of those, and we're going to pass turn. And now we have exactly the same setup, right? So we just activate Give and Take, target our monster, block the Vice King on their side of the field, and now we've locked them out of the game. Another thing to note is that last turn I searched for Archfiend Glitch, so this can be yet another way in which you might want to send something like Archfiend Emperor into the graveyard so that Give and Take has the scope to activate. So in Archfiends, there's quite a few ways in which you might want to fix your graveyard with the monster you want on their side of the field, and then you just use cards like Give and Take to put on their side. Of course, there's this other monster that you can use called Edo, the Supreme Magical Force, which in a way does what these 2 cards do, but like better, because it just locks summoning completely. But the only issue with Edo is if it gets destroyed, it will come back, and it will come back on your side of the field and lock you out of summoning. So it's a very risky card. And why would you fill your deck up with something like that when you already run Archfiend Emperor and that does the job just fine? DDD Vice King Requiem is just this extra gimmick in which you can just completely lock your opponent, and it's pretty hilarious. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is yet another way in which we can exploit Master King Archfiend and have this nice little control matchup going on where you just lock your opponent out of certain ways to play the game, and then it slows the game right down and you can draw into your pieces and then go for game. So basically what you want to do is just leave that monster on their side of the field. They can't do anything, and then you draw into something like Falling Down, for example, and then you just take it and swing for game. Or something like Archfiend Glitch, once you've got enough firepower, destroy that monster and then just attack with everything. So if you like this video, my name's Adam. If you didn't, my name's Steve. If you want to see more Archfiend related draws, reviews, combos, and discussions, then feel free to have a browse and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when content like this is uploaded in the near future. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you around.